that game. The Brisbane Bullets take on the Adelaide 36ers. And hopefully the first of two as far as the Brisbane Bullets are concerned. But I have a sneaking suspicion it may well go the difference. 11,000 people will be jam-packed into the stadium tonight to see their beloved Bullets play. The Adelaide 36ers have had an awesome season. And there are those who say that the Bullets won't come in within cooey of them tonight. I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that. With me, co-commentator Dave Claxton. Dave, welcome along to the game tonight, and this is it.
Yes, Gary, and the important thing in the Bullets got here tonight, beating Canberra last week, and the way they went about beating Canberra in the third quarter, 11 points down in that third quarter, and a great fight back. And I think tonight, I was talking to Brian Kerr early in the week, and he said the way they stuck together in that tight situation in Canberra will hold him in good stead tonight. And, of course, with 11,000 people here, what a night this will be.
I'm looking forward to it, and another man who should be looking forward to it is a title. Gain possession off the tip-off, and it's very quickly down low to Sibley. So much rests on Leroy Loggins tonight. Sibley again. He drives. Big rebound from John Dodge. Does it drop? Yes!
Now that's an important one, Gary, because Johnny Dodge has got to get off to a good start, and it's important that he does, and that was an excellent beginning for the Bullets.
Brian Curl doesn't look too happy about all the streamers on the court. That wasn't actually supposed to happen. The streamers were supposed to go into the crowd, not onto the court. But that can't be all bad for the Brisbane Bullets. They've scored the first 2 points of the game.
And there it is again on replay, and it's a big rebound from Johnny Dodge, and it's one area of the Bullets game that's been lacking in recent games, and that's offensive rebounds.
Andrew, what sort of offence can we see from the Adelaide 36ers early on in the piece?
Well, you'll see nothing different to what they've played all year. They take this game as just any other game in the season, only they want revenge for last year. They'll just play their normal offence as they have all year.
Well, John Dodge was in good position to get a hand to that ball. Unfortunately, he fouled, so he does have a foul against his name early on in the piece. But the game was only a few seconds old, and the first intercept, the first steal came for the Bullets. And they take it underneath, and there's a foul called on Robert Sibley. And number 15, Al Green for the Adelaide 36ers will go to the line. Free throwing, Andrew, they're fairly good at that.
Yeah, they haven't really had a lot of problems. As I said earlier, they had a couple of games earlier in the year where they were only shooting 50% from the foul line, but their normal average would be about 85%, and that's about as good as you're going to get in the league.
Well, Dave, the word is that the Bullets aren't strong enough inside to stop the Adelaide 36ers.
Yes, that's really where the difficulty becomes with the Bullets in their matchup inside, with the twin towers of Jones and Davis in there. And that's why John Dodge has got to play a big part in tonight's game, along with Larry Sengstock.
They find Leroy inside. Turn around, pop it in for two.
Well, this ploy's been had before with Adelaide when they've opened up with Alley on Leroy, and it isn't the matchup that it'll work, but they can bring off the bench Dwayne Nelson.
The first three-pointer of the game for the Adelaide 36ers from Darryl Pearce, and the Bullets can't allow them the free outside shots. They've got enough trouble inside without allowing that outside. Of course, the Bullets have started without Cal Bruton. Cal Bruton still on the bench. There's John Dodge again. He had the free shot, but it didn't drop.
What an excellent pass from Davis.
Top pass. Straight down to Al Green, who stuffed it through for two. And again, Al Green, pretty rugged underneath there. Travel call. John Dodge got a hand on top of that. And it's frenetic action here tonight. And there's the foul called on number 8, Peter Ally. Andrew, you don't look impressed with that call.
Well, I saw one referee call the foul and the other call a jump ball, and Ray Hunt, the gentleman who called the jump ball, was down in Adelaide last week. But, oh, well, the guy who called the foul was first, so the foul stays with Peter Ally.
Hook jump shot from Leroy Loggins did not find the ring.
Yeah, that was under a lot of pressure from Leroy. I think both teams have taken just a little time to settle down. This pace cannot...
He travelled.
There's another turnover from Adelaide, but they can't sustain this pace, both teams. It's a matter of which team settles in and starts working their offensive patterns, and I think you'll start to see that now.
7 to the Adelaide 36ers, 4 to the Brisbane Bullets. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. John Dodge again with another rebound, and yet again he doesn't manage to convert it, and that could tell.
Well, I think the important thing with John Dodge there, Gary, is he's got to take the ball at Davis and Jones, not try and shoot over the top of them.
There's another 2 points to the Adelaide 36ers. They're certainly strong inside, Andrew.
Yes, they are strong inside. Davis has got to be the strongest guy in the NBL. But I think the interesting matchup to watch is Ally and Leroy Loggins. You'll watch Ally run Loggins all over the court and actually try and physically abuse the guy and run him out of steam.
2 points to Larry Senstock. Bullets 6, the 36ers 9. It's the first quarter, the first final in the National Basketball League final series for 1986.
The Bullets
a replay of last year's grand final.
The Bullets are an extended man-to-man, and we can't afford those sort of easy back doors from Darryl Pearce. An excellent pass then from Green.
11 to the 36ers, 6 to the Brisbane Bullets. And Ron Radcliffe brings the ball up. It's fairly physical inside underneath. It'll be interesting to see how the Bullets cope with it. Senstock around, first one. Second one doesn't drop. And the Bullets players are struggling for everything. John Dodge has the ball. Passes off to Sibley, back to Ron Radcliffe, and they'll settle the play down again.
There's a couple of big second and third efforts from Larry Senstock to get a hand on that ball.
Leroy Loggins has it. The foul has called, a holding foul, so the Bullets will regain possession at the side. The Adelaide 36ers have outscored the Bullets 9 points to 2 in the last couple of minutes. And it's Sibley at the top of the key to Senstock. John Dodge is inside. This time perhaps for John.
And in this early stages, it looks as though the Bullets are prepared to go with their game plan of putting that ball inside to Dodge. And I think that's certainly the way to go, and put some pressure on the defense of Adelaide.
Outside again. 3-point attempt does not go in. And Ron Radcliffe got a hand to that and flicked it back into Larry Senstock. Well, what do you think of the Bullets so far, Andrew?
Well, I'm impressed by them. I read what they were going to do in the papers, and they are going to stick to that. I think they're looking for John Dodge a lot, but you watch Bill Jones, he doesn't really ever attempt to block his shot, because I know the Adelaide camp hasn't got a real high opinion of his shooting. But again, well, they've blocked that one from Sibley, but I think you watch Bill Jones just not get into any foul trouble early and let Dodge take plenty of shots.
The action is back with the Adelaide 36ers. And from way outside, the 3-point attempt went astray, and the Bullets have possession. It's with Leroy Loggins. 6 minutes and 27 seconds left. Loggins inside, great pass to Sibley. Wonderful pass. 11 to the 36ers, 10 to the Brisbane Bullets.
And I think you'll see most times that Leroy gets the ball, he'll take it straight at Peter Ally in an attempt to draw a foul and make it obvious for the referee to call.
Shot went astray, and the Bullets with possession again. First substitution called for the game, and Cal Bruton comes in for the Bullets. Ron Radcliffe takes a break. Probably a good substitution at this point, Dave.
Well, that's exactly. It's 6 minutes into the game, and Cal's the one who lifts the tempo of the Bullets and really does give them some extra firepower out there.
And immediately he shoots the ball, and immediately he makes 3 points. Well, a lot rests on Cal Bruton's shoulders. Andrew, do you think that the 36ers have a game plan for Cal Bruton?
Yeah, the 36ers camp still believe that Bruton has a suspect ankle, and again, as I said with Leroy, they'll make Cal work very hard and make him go every which way.
3-on-2, pass inside. Oh, John, he missed that. But again, it's Bruton with the ball, off the glass, and the Bullets are in the lead, 14-11, with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter.
And the Bullets have
Well, finals basketball at its best, and there's another turnover. And again, it's Cal Bruton who comes away with the ball. He passes off to Sandstock. He travelled.
The Bullets have scored the last 8 points.
And the air is electric here at the Entertainment Centre at Boondool. 11,000 people, the largest ever indoor crowd for a sports event in Australia. Packed in here tonight to see the battle between the 36ers and the Brisbane Bullets. The 36ers felt that they were robbed last year. They felt they shouldn't have lost. They didn't deserve to lose on the year's performance. And I'd imagine, Andrew, the same would go for this year. They've had a great season.
Yes, I was present at their team meeting at about 5 o'clock this evening, and Ken Cole summed it up pretty easily. He said, we should win and we expect to win. Brisbane only hope to win, and that was pretty much the feeling in the camp.
Well, I think you can tell them they got that wrong. The Bullets are convinced that they're going to win here tonight. And Larry Sandstock getting a hand of that and flicking it out of bounds. So the 36ers will regain possession. They're going to have to stop players like Darryl Pearce getting those free outside shots. He's only made one of them so far.
Now that's probably the first real attempt that they've made to go into their strength in Davis on that post, Gary. Whereas in the other event, the Bullets have gone into Dodge probably 4 times in this first quarter. And I would think that Adelaide would be better served at looking at that strength of theirs.
Big Mark Davis has the ball. The 2 free shots. First one drops. 14-12. 4 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first quarter. What a wonderful game of basketball we're seeing here tonight.
Now, Chris McGraw's got a big job. He's just taken over from John Dodge, and Dodge has been an offensive threat for us. Chris McGraw's got to continue that.
There's a blocking foul called on Danny Morsu. At this stage, we must say good evening to all the viewers in Adelaide watching tonight. You can be proud of your team. It's a wonderful basketball team. Adelaide seems to have really got behind basketball again this year.
Yes, it's really taken off. It's a pity we don't have such a fantastic stadium like this at Boondool. The Apollo Entertainment Centre only holds at the best 3,500, and when tickets went on sale for next Friday's game, it sold out in just under an hour. So the game has taken off, yes, but so too here in Brisbane, judging by this crowd.
Chris McGraw is on for the Brisbane Bullets, and once again the 36ers scored from outside without any pressure on them. The Bullets are going to have to just exert a little more pressure if they want to fix that up. McGraw to Sandstock from outside. Call that 2 points.
It's a big basket from Larry Sandstock outside.
16-15. The Bullets lead by 1 with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first quarter. And there's a foul called, this time on Chris McGraw. The Bullets are giving it everything underneath.
There's that extra strength of Davis. As Andrew said earlier, he's probably the strongest player in the National League. He went up between Larry Sandstock and Chris McGraw, drew that rebound, took it back up and drew the foul at the same time.
3 minutes and 32 seconds left. We're at the free throw line. We'll take a commercial break and bring you the action in just a moment. Second shot just about to be taken. There it is. And no point. The ball game is tied up at 16 apiece with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first quarter. The Bullets needed to be with the Adelaide 36ers at the end of this first quarter. The Bullets have been suspect as a starting team a number of times, but this time they're right up with the play. In fact, they lead 18-16. It's very, very important for Brian Curl to have his guys within striking distance at the end of the first quarter. The Bullets, of course, are very strong third quarter team. And there's a foul called on Chris McGraw using the hip.
Yes, Chris McGraw didn't get there then. He wasn't in the right spot, never had his feet planted, never had legal position on Mackay as he took it to the basket. But it was a great pass from Chris McGraw to Larry Sandstock just a moment ago down here for 2. Let's see if Mackay can make it 2 from the free throw line.
First one drops without any trouble. Second one is all over the place. And it's Leroy Loggins very smartly up the court. Holding the play back to Sandstock, to Cal Bruton. To Morsu, to Sandstock again. He finds Cal Bruton. Cal Bruton has the shot tipped away from him. And it's the 36ers who come away with the ball. Cal Bruton giving it everything he possibly had to get a hand of that. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left. The Brisbane Bullets lead the Adelaide 36ers by 18 points to 17. And that's the first timeout for this evening. And both coaches will be having some fairly strong words to say to the players. Andrew, if you were listening in to Ken Cole, what do you think he'd be saying at this stage?
Well, I really think he'd be trying to settle his players. They really haven't settled it all well. Daryl Pearce shot a lot of baskets that were just nowhere near his usual range, and so he made the substitution. He would just be saying, settle it down, we've got them easy, and just run your stuff as you do week in, week out. It's great to see such a fantastic crowd here at the Entertainment Centre, and some well-known faces. That's Ian Botham, the cricketer, who's in Brisbane at the moment. And on the other side of the basketball court is Greg Chappell, the great Australian cricketer. And quite a few other well-known celebrities in the audience tonight. From TVO, Gordon Elliott, Billy J. Smith, the host of It's a Knockout. Basketball has certainly turned out to be a great find for TVO.
Gary, there's a couple of matchups out here that are very interesting. Al Green and Cal Bruton are having a great battle out there, along with Davis and Sengstock.
The ball's on the ground, and it's Larry Sengstock who tidies up for the Brisbane Bullets. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left, and the Bullets lead by 1. To Leroy Loggins down low. Across to McGraw, who's free. Shoots it up. It drops. 2 points. An underrated shooter, Chris.
Yes, and
they tend to leave him alone out there.
Well, Bill Jones is prepared to let him take that shot. And, well, we saw in the last quarter against Canberra last week that he hit a couple of those from the corner, and he's capable of that. Nice drive from Peter Allo.
Straight through the middle. And Cal Bruton brings it up for the Bullets. 20 plays 19. McGraw looks inside, finds Sengstock. Sengstock waits, and off the glass for 2 points.
That move of Larry Sengstock's down low, he's one of the few players that is capable of getting the big man in the air like he does then.
Three-pointer from way outside for Michael Mackay.
Andrew,
22 apiece.
Michael Mackay, Andrew, is quite capable of blitzing anybody in any quarter.
You have to give that guy's absolute brilliant. What he did earlier in the year, he had a really bad knee injury, and he was off the scene for up to 8-10 weeks, and he's come back. Like, the guy's only 20 years old and can match it with anyone in the country, and he really can turn a game around, as we saw by that last three-pointer, and that one as well.
Amazing stuff.
Great shooting.
1 minute and 7 left, and now the Adelaide 36ers lead by 2. And there's a holding foul called, this time on Mike Mackay.
Yes, again, I don't think Mackay had the position. And Ronnie Radcliffe saw the gate and kept going, and there it is there. Certainly wasn't legally squared up for that charge.
Sengstock is off. Sibley is on. Loggins. 24 apiece. The ball game is tied 24-all with 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Brian Kerr will be happy with the way things have developed. Bullets pressure everywhere. And there's a holding foul on Peter Alley. Why he was complaining about that, I don't know. 43 seconds left. They'll look for one good shot. Sibley. Radcliffe on the baseline. 2 points. 26 plays 24. 27 seconds left. And the pressure is on. No basket. 26 plays 24. The Bullets have it. 15 seconds left. They'll look for one good shot. Logan says, I'll have that. Fading away for that one.
And we'll get another one back.
Oh, dear. 3 shots in the space of 7 seconds. Can you believe that, Andrew?
Yeah, well, they had everything going for them. They got a good call down there, and they made the shot. They had their second and last shot, and then having all that time, they really should have got an extra 2 points in the time they had available, I thought.
Well, the first quarter is over, and the Brisbane Bullets lead the Adelaide 36ers by 26 points to 24. We'll take a break and bring you the action in just a moment. And final, the first of 3. The Brisbane Entertainment Centre at Boondall is chock-a-block with 11,000 plus people seeing the home team, the Brisbane Bullets, play the Adelaide 36ers. And at quarter time, the Bullets lead the 36ers by 26 to 24. There is absolutely nothing in it. Andrew Kay.
Well, I think the 36ers have done rather well to be that close, because when you look at Al Green, he really hasn't shot well at all so far. Darryl Pearce, apart from his first shot that went through for a 3-pointer, missed probably 3 or 4 in a row and was taken off.
Let's see what Ken Cole is saying to his players.
Ray, see if Al can get in too and post him up low. If you get into that 4 and come off hungry, everybody, hey,
inbound the ball quickly.
Get it inbounds quick and hustle it down the floor and make good strong leads to receive the ball. Then just run your stuff, run it regular from then on. You keep sliding people in and out. But if you go to the bucket and you go into the hole, you go strong, go with intensity.
The pressure is with the guards.
Well, Dave, the coach of the 36ers is laying the law down. I think he would have thought that at this stage he would have been 10 points up.
Well, I think Coley would have probably liked to have been in a better position. But the other important thing is that Curley has used his bench far more than what Kenny Cole has. And this is going to be a very interesting thing that I keep watching, the reaction of the coaches. The substitutions are vital. And as you see now, Ray Wood and Dwayne Nelson hitting the floor for the first time for the Adelaide 36ers.
Back with the action. The second quarter starts. The Brisbane Bullets and the Adelaide 36ers. And it's the Adelaide 36ers that start the scoring off in the second quarter. 2 points to Bill Jones. 26 apiece. Cal Bruton always hovering. Shot from Robert Sibley, didn't even hit the ring. And there's the big long pass down. Shooting stats for the first quarter, the Bullets 54%, the 36ers 57%. But the ball game is tied up at 26 apiece. The Bullets have 9 rebounds and the 36ers have 4. Does that stat surprise you, Andrew, for a team that was supposed to be so strong?
Certainly does. The 36ers have rebounded very strongly all year, and particularly with Jones and Davis on the court with that amount of time and to be out-rebounded, that really is something to go in Brisbane's favour for the rest of the game.
Look at that. The 30-second clock was played to perfection there by the Bullets, and they take possession.
Now, a couple of interesting things there, Gary, was Adelaide took a little while to set up in their offense, and the 2 new guys coming on, Wood and Nelson, Wood was trying to direct Nelson into the spot, took a bit too long, and a 30-second call only gives the defense of the Bullets a really a lot to carry on with.
Great stuff from the Brisbane Bullets. 26 apiece. The second quarter has just started. It's the National Basketball League on TVO. The action from the Entertainment Centre at Boondall. Loggins again. 2 more. He's the man they're going to have to watch. But both Radliff and Cal Bruton are on the court at the moment. And does that cause troubles for the Bullets?
Not
as far as defense is concerned, having 2 guys.
Not quite so bad now because Ray Wood's on there, and that gives them a little bit of a chance. Ray Wood is one of the smaller guards. It'd be different if Ally or Mackay was on there.
And once again, John Dodge had the opportunity to convert and make that. That was a relatively easy 2 points, or should have been. It was a wonderful pass. And John Dodge will not be happy with that. At the other, however, he makes amends with the rebound, only to have it taken out of his hands. But the jump ball, together with Mark Davis. This gives us an opportunity to see the jumping styles of both of them, as Mark Davis can get up there.
That's one of the problems John Dodge has got at the moment, is he doesn't make space for himself when he comes down. A big man like him, grab that important rebound. He should then open up that keyway.
Well, Jonathan, it's there. I may as well grab it. Cal Bruton saw it coming, anticipated it well, but just couldn't quite control the ball. And the Adelaide 36ers, Andrew, not going inside quite as often as I thought they would.
No, well, they've certainly got plenty of tall timber in there, but the problem is getting the ball in close enough, and the Brisbane Bullets have done a superb defensive job so far.
Well, once again, it was Cal Bruton who could see that Mark Davis was going to turn around and go for it and just got a hand to that. Great defense from the Brisbane Bullets. The best defensive team against the best offensive team. That's the way it was billed last year. This year, of course, the Bullets have lost a few more games and they're not really up there as far as defense is concerned, but tonight they're doing it in style. And that's another call that went the Bullets' way.
A little bit of frustration in Mark Davis's play then. They've been trying to get the ball into him about 3 times. The Bullets' defense is collapsing to him and putting a lot of pressure on that.
It's with Leroy Loggins. The crowd is clapping, calling for support to Bruton. Making space for himself. There's the shot. And the Adelaide 36ers come away with the ball. But it's back in the hands of the Brisbane Bullets from outside Radcliffe. Sibley. Back out to Bruton. It doesn't drop. And it's the Adelaide 36ers who come away with the ball. Ray Wood.
Yes, I think the Bullets should have made them pay for that turnover then.
Davis. Inside. Free. Wow, what wonderful positioning from Bill Jones, and didn't he get up there, Andrew?
It's a great rebound.
Well, he's a big boy at 6'9", and he really can get off the ground because he's not all that heavy, whereas Davis is completely built differently, but they both can get off the ground and a long way up.
Robert Sibley to Cal Bruton. He finds himself in a position of having to shoot the thing. He goes right underneath and makes a very nice-looking 2 points. 30 apiece in the second quarter. You can't get it any closer than that. There's 8 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second quarter. What a struggle this is turning out to be. Foul is called on Cal Bruton, a holding foul, which does seem to be just a little petty.
Yeah. I think there was nothing in that one at all.
Robert Sibley taking a break for the Bullets, and Larry Senstock is back on the court. Bullets gained from that. Davis lucky to control that ball. Pearce. Jones. Every which way. They're all over the place.
There's that strength of Adelaide inside. Davis and Jones competing on there with Nelson, and that's probably the strongest front line in the National League.
Well, this is decision time for the Bullets. They now trail by 2 points with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. They need to stay with the Adelaide 36ers here.
You'll notice, Gary, with Cal Bruton, the matchup of Ray Wood and Cal Bruton. Cal's always confident when he's got somebody about his size on him. He's quite happy to go and take it at him and shoot over the top of him.
And there's another foul called, and Leroy will go to the line. In the times that you've seen Leroy Loggins play, Andrew, have you been impressed with him as a player?
Oh, well, I saw him play. He played for quite some time in Adelaide, and he was just one of the most outstanding players ever to come to the country. And I've seen him, particularly in last year's grand final. The guy was just so brilliant. But so far tonight, I think the 36ers in both Ally and Nelson have done a pretty fair job, because he's a 40 points a game player, and, you know, he's probably got 10 up his sleeve now. But I think they've done a fair job on him so far because he is so brilliant.
Yes.
With his second free throw that drops, that ties the ball game up at 32 apiece. Leroy Loggins. Ray Wood for the Adelaide 36ers. Darryl Pearce. Free as a bird. This time it's Ron Radcliffe. It pulls down an amazing rebound. It ends up with Leroy Loggins, who passes off to Larry Senstock. The foul is not called, and it's the Adelaide 36ers who race away with the ball. Larry making amends by getting a hand to it, stopping the fast break.
Now, Danny Musso has come on for the Bullets in that sub, matching up with Darryl Pearce. And Danny certainly can't afford to give Darryl those outside shots.
Ray Wood. Dwayne Nelson. Wood again finds himself free, falling sideways and looking for air support, and it still went in.
Yes, that's not characteristic of Ray Wood shooting. He's an excellent outside shooter.
That's a holding foul this time. Mark Davis has the foul called on him. That's his second foul, and there's still 7 minutes and 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Larry Senstock was complaining about that a little earlier. Helping the ref perhaps a little bit, Andrew?
Oh, I think there's a bit of gamesmanship between both sides, and if the call goes your way, good luck to you. But I just hope they call them both ways, and as I'm sure they will.
There's a foul called on Leroy Loggins. Blocking foul. Well, the refs seem to be doing a fair sort of a job at this stage. I mean, that can't be easy in front of 11,000 people. There's so much at stake for both teams here tonight. Pressure is on.
So I think the refs have done a particularly good job if you don't notice them at all.
Bill Jones from about 15, 16 feet out just drove it through. And there, see what happens when you lose the ball in the backcourt. Just 2 points goodbye.
Yes, that's the ability of a bloke like Davis. He's just led the break then and dumped off to Ray Wood, and he's got the skills of a backcourt player.
Well, with 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second quarter, a timeout has been called. The Adelaide 36ers lead the Brisbane Bullets by 32. Back with the action in just a moment. Brisbane Bullets by 38-32 with 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second quarter. I mentioned a moment or two ago, Andrew, that I thought it was important that the Bullets kept up with the 36ers at this stage, but the 36ers have that 6-point break.
Yeah, I think Brian Curl did exactly what any coach would have done. They got a couple of quick buckets. He immediately called a timeout just to get his guys off the court for a while and say, listen, you're letting them get away. Just settle them down. Again, I think they will now pick up those points and probably be fairly even at half-time.
Dave?
Yes, I think, as Andrew said, you need to break the momentum of it once a team quickly scores 3 baskets on you, and Curley's done that. I think the important thing now, what's concerning me, is can we keep this pressure on the boards against Adelaide, because it just seems to me that with that front court of Nelson and Jones and Davis, that they are just starting to get a little bit on top of us in that key way.
Pressure immediately from the Adelaide 36ers. Ray Wood looking after Ron Radliff. Senstock has the ball. It's to Danny Morsu. It's to Senstock again. Finds himself free. But again, it's the height of the Adelaide 36ers and the jumping ability of Bill Jones that sees the ball in the hand of Ray Wood. Shooting percentage, the 36ers have 62%, the Bullets 48% at this stage of the game. Rebounds are now tied at 12 apiece. The Bullets got off to a great start, but unfortunately didn't carry on the good work. And for some odd reason, Ray Wood was just allowed to stroll through the middle and get the rebound. And this is where the 36ers are so dangerous, when they get the ball inside to the big guys. And Bill Jones just going to the bucket causes another foul to be called on Leroy Loggins, and that's his 3rd foul.
Not only did that lack of rebound then to allow Ray Wood to get that ball, but it really the play that was made got Leroy's 3rd foul, and that is the most significant part of that particular play.
38 to the Adelaide 36ers, 32 to the Brisbane Bullets. Bit of crowd pressure, Andrew, starting to take its toll.
I think it's probably starting to take its toll on Brisbane, because they know that this entire crowd is here to support them. And Adelaide, I think, once they're out on the court, they won't even hear them.
Bill Jones was just so far above everybody else that time. Probably deserved more than 2 points. Senstock has the ball. He fakes. Up for 2 points. That's what he needs to continue doing.
That's an excellent play, and there's nobody better in the National League from an Australian point of view who can do that. Larry's one of the best inside players that Australia's ever produced.
And this time the foul is called on Larry. Senstock drawing a foul. Fortunately for the Bullets, that's his 1st foul in the game. Larry sometimes gets himself into foul trouble, and that affects his game, especially in the third quarter, but he's looking okay at the moment. Oh, what a top rebound. Big pass. Oh! That would have to be the play of the game so far, Dave.
What a remarkable shot from Ronnie Radcliffe. I mean,
unbelievable.
While he was in the air, he took that, and the pass was absolutely perfect from Cal Bruton.
What an absolutely wonderful... Watch this. Bruton. And there it is. Amazing. And in the meantime, the action has gone up the court again. And with 5 fouls against the 36ers as a team, the Bullets will go to the line and shoot 1-and-1. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second quarter. So the 36ers are going to have to be careful now, Dave.
Yes, I think, as I said earlier, their power inside was starting to tell. That foul came from Chris McGraw when he boxed out Bill Jones, and Jones went over the top of him, but made a lot of contact while doing it.
36 plays 40. The Adelaide 36ers lead the Brisbane Bullets by 4 points. Bullets pressure. Ray Wood with Cal Bruton. It goes outside. Morsu got a hand to that. Mark Davis shooting. And this time the foul is called on Dwayne Nelson, and the players just trudge up the other end of the court. Watch it on replay. Certainly a lot of desire in the game, even at this stage. And this must cause Ken Cole, Andrew, some concern, because each time the 36ers foul now, the Bullets will just stroll to the other end and shoot 1-on-1.
Yeah, I think the thing that Ken would like more than anything at this stage is to get a good break, because Leroy is sitting on the bench. Now, obviously, Leroy is going to be back there in the second half while Brisbane's trump card is out sitting on the sidelines. The 36ers really should be getting away instead of giving away fouls that are costing them 2 points possibly every time they commit one.
Well, there's 4 points that they've just kissed goodbye. They should not be missing free throws. Pressure from the Brisbane Bullets. Daryl Pearce to Mark Davis. Well.
Well, that was
works at both ends, Andrew?
Certainly does.
That was in front of Ray Hunt then, and from our angle anyway, I thought Chris McGraw did have position that time.
And once again, Larry Senstock is given the ball low, and he just plays that move and just makes 2 points. That should be a compulsory Brisbane Bullet play.
That's an identical move to what he just did, and he can certainly do that many times. The Bullets have got a lot of pressure on the outside shooters. Of Daryl Pearce has not been open for most of this quarter, and that's good pressure from Brisbane.
Well, now we find that the Brisbane Bullets are also in the same situation as the 36ers with the team fouls up. So each time the Brisbane Bullets foul this time, from now on in the second quarter, it'll send the 36ers to the line. That's what's happening now. Michael Mackay. And the difference at this stage is that for the 36ers, the ball is dropping. 44 plays 38. The Brisbane Bullets trail by 6. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Cal Bruton to Morsu. Back to Bruton. And once again, it's with Senstock. McGraw to Cal Bruton. He doesn't know what to do with it. And there you pay the price. Unbelievable layup missed by Michael Mackay.
Well, they are telling layups, and Coach Cole would have been very anxious to have seen that one drop.
Bill Jones is just such a wonderful player. And both ends of the court, he's just worth points every time he pulls down a rebound like that. That's a Brisbane Bullet ball. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second quarter.
Now, Gary, you remember the last game against Adelaide. Right at this point was very critical, and they opened a 10-point lead. Right at this point in the last game.
To Morsu, his first shot.
Bullets needed that one to drop.
And it's the 36ers who come away with the ball again. Danny Morsu has another foul called on him and just expressed his concern to the ref that perhaps it wasn't the right call to make. Dave Nelson comes on for the Brisbane Bullets and Danny Morsu takes a break.
Andrew, just looking at Al Green, here it is coming up to half-time. And again, it's finals time, and I would think Adelaide would be looking for Al Green to be at least a 20-point player in a finals game.
Yeah, I think Al Green's game has changed a lot over the last 2 years. He has become one of the most complete defensive players around, and his answer to those people who continually tell him he can't play well in finals, all he does is tell them that at least I get there. There are so many people who say that about him who have never made it, so he usually has got an answer, but I think he's done a pretty good job on Ronnie Radcliffe so far.
Well, you were saying a moment or two ago, Dave, that it was important that the Bullets kept it all together at this stage of the game, because now there's that 10-point split that you were talking about.
Yes, and exactly the same time in the last game against Adelaide.
Well, Chris McGraw has done a couple of things in the last minute or so that's cost the Bullets dearly. Not only do they not get the 2 points at their end, but the 36ers are racing down the other end and they're scoring the 2 points. And the crowd has become a lot quieter. Davis again, there's 12-point split. There's 52 seconds left.
As Andrew said, while Leroy was off the floor, it was critical for Adelaide to get that break, and it seems as though they have, unless we can pull a big three-pointer out.
How's that? And that'll do. Is that okay?
That'll do it. It keeps us in touch.
32 seconds left. Bullets 41. 36ers 50. There's 9 points in it. Approaching half-time. Right underneath. Thanks very much, says Darryl Pearce.
Well, you see, there's too much pressure on Larry Sengstock out there to come up with the rebounds. We need Chris McGraw, in that case Dave Nelson, and John Dodge in there picking up those offensive boards.
There's 5 seconds left. Cal Bruton puts it up from way outside, and unbelievably it doesn't drop for Chris McGraw underneath again. Well, it's half-time in the ball game. It's the first final in the National Basketball League Grand Final. The sign says go Bullets go, and they're certainly going to have to do it in the second half. 52 to the Adelaide 36ers, 41 to the Brisbane Bullets. The second half, well, the Bullets have got it all in front of them. They trail at this stage, and they trailed by about 10 points the last time these two teams played. Can they come back in the second half and take it away? What do you reckon, Tony?
Well, the third quarter has been good for the Bullets in previous games. Hopefully they'll be able to pull it out tonight and get back there, come from behind and take a lead going into this second half of the game. But the crowd, as you said, a little bit quiet at the moment. There's more than 11,000 people here tonight, a record crowd for an indoor sporting event in Australia. A sensational night of basketball so far. We'll be back here at Boondall shortly just for a check on the first half of play. Adelaide 36ers ahead, and certainly not what the crowd here at Boondall expected. Courtside at the moment, Gary Fleet with the coach of the Canberra Cannons, Bob Turner.
Thanks very much, Tony. Well, the Bullets down by 11 points at half-time. I guess Coach Brian Curl would not be happy about that. As Tony mentioned, with me, coach of the Canberra Cannons, Bob Turner. Bob, does it surprise you the Bullets are down by 11 at this stage?
I think they just let up just for a couple minutes there. A couple inside rebounds by Davis and Jones, a couple easy shots. Larry Sengstock was doing a very good job, and Danny Morso was doing a good job defensively. But, you know, you can't let up on Adelaide. They just keep coming, and they got themselves in a little bit of a hole now.
The Bullets are known as a third-quarter basketball team. Do you think they can come back?
Oh, I have no doubt. I mean, we played them last week. We were up 11 at one stage, and I know what happened. I'm standing here instead of on the court. But, you know, Leroy was off the court for a long time, and no matter what anybody says, he gives them that spark on offense. And, you know, they haven't been able to score. When Leroy went out, they couldn't score. I think they were on 38 for an awful long time. So Leroy getting back on, as long as he can hold his fouls off, he'll be in good shape.
Well, Leroy, Cal and Ron have not really been free with their scoring. if they come right in this third quarter, it could well be a different basketball game.
Well, I think, Cal and Ron both haven't hit their shots as well, but I mean, they're good shooters. You can't hold them down for 4 quarters, and so they just got to keep plugging away and make sure defensively they stay tough, each time down the floor, and don't give up any easy ones, and they can get right back into it.
Let's have a look at the highlights of the first half, and I'm sure you'll agree that it's been a
Stay where you are, just settle down, don't let the crowd get to you, don't let the noise and the atmosphere, just keep playing, and if Davis and Jones can stay on the court and stay out of foul trouble, then they'll be okay.
It's an absolutely wonderful game of basketball. Bob Turner, thanks very much for joining us at halftime, and we hope you enjoy the second half as much as the first.
So do I.
And for the 11,000 people here at the Entertainment Centre at Boondool, certainly a wonderful game of basketball developing. And let's hope for the 11,000, well, 10,600, we've got to allow for 400 Adelaide fans, that it turns out to be a great half for the Brisbane Bullets. Tony, you putting any money on the Bullets at this stage?
Well, I've seen the Bullets come back in the third quarter before, and I think that's what we're all hoping for. All the Brisbane fans are certainly hoping for tonight. And let's hope they can do it and get rid of that 11-point deficit and come out on top of the game. But the game about to restart here at Boondool, so we'll be back in a moment.
Action on TVO. The Brisbane Entertainment Centre at Boondool has 11,000 fans packed solid from the top to the bottom, watching the Bullets play the Adelaide 36ers in the first of the finals for 1986. At the halfway mark, the Adelaide 36ers lead the Brisbane Bullets 52-41, and we've certainly seen a great first half of basketball. Well, at half-time, while I was chatting with Bob Turner, Andrew Kay was with the Adelaide 36ers.
Well, I'll tell you this much, that Ken Cole, I've never seen him so pumped up at a half-time lecture. He figures that now we're going to see a show out here, but it's not going to come from the 36ers, it'll come from Leroy Loggins. He expects Loggins to come out here and try everything. The Bullets are 11 points down, so Peter Alli will be back on the court. I thought Alli did a good job on him early in the game, so now it's to run Loggins, and then he's quite happy with the defence that the 36ers are playing. He just wants them to settle down a little in their offence, and he figures they've got the game.
And Dave, you were with the Brisbane Bullets. Is that according to Brian Curl's plan as well?
Well, they are quite happy to come out in this third quarter and just chip away at that 11-point lead. Not be prepared to try and win the game in the first couple of minutes, but just chip away at the lead and work hard to establish themselves in this third quarter. The important factor that Brian Curl was pointing out to the players, and it's been significant, particularly in the last 5 minutes of the second quarter, is that they need boards. And I think Adelaide was certainly getting on top inside in that latter part of the second quarter. That has to be reversed for the Bullets to be back into this game.
Back to the action, and let's see whether the Brisbane Bullets can pull back an 11-point deficit, playing the #1 team in the 1986 season of the National Basketball League, the Adelaide 36ers. And the ball drops back to Ron Radliff, and it's now in the hands of Cal Bruton. There's the first shot of the second half. And the Adelaide 36ers regain possession. 11,000 fans will be wishing the Bullets well. And it comes off John Dorge, hands to Ron Radliff. Shooting percentage in the first half, the 36ers shot 57%, the Bullets shot 48%. And the rebounds, the 36ers 21, the Brisbane Bullets 15. But you did mention, Andrew, that Ken Cole thought that Leroy Loggins would come out and start shooting, and it certainly looks like Ken Cole was right.
Well, he certainly has the ability to change the course of the game, but so does this man with the ball now, Darryl Pearce, but he hasn't shot all that well tonight. Yeah, Leroy could come out here and do anything. You know, most basketball followers in Australia realise that.
That was a great offensive board again from Al Green there, and it caught a Bullet player on the way back down, and would have been a certain 2 points.
Well, the Bullets have got to block those big guys out. They can't allow them in there. But I guess when you're talking about guys the size of Davis and Jones, you're talking about the big guys. What a rebound that was. But hey, Leroy Loggins got a hand to that. Magic stuff from Leroy.
That was a
2-point save.
That was a nice gentle hand too from Leroy. He didn't try and smack that out of the hand of, because he's in foul trouble.
Well, Larry Sandstock asking the question, was the ball coming down when that player got his hand to it? And the ball comes to Leroy Loggins. Outside shot, 2 points. Whoa, is he fired up? 45 plays 52. Bullets trail by 7. The ball's with Bill Jones, fading away. And again, it's with Leroy Loggins. 3 on 2. Bullets should score. That was a little bit lazy, then.
Uncharacteristic from Leroy, then, to turn that ball over. And there's been some turnovers from both teams in this third quarter as they both battle to try and establish themselves.
Outside shot. 2 points. Peter Ally with a good 2. But it's Radliff for the Bullets now. John Dorge has it. It's back outside to Radliff. That's the shot. Basket counts. Holding foul called.
3 points, Ron Radliff. Foul called on John Dorge.
Foul called on John Dorge, and Daryl Pearce will have a sore head as a result of that.
Only 2 points, Ron Radliff.
Yes, he gave Daryl Pearce a closer look at the floor with that one. Didn't do anything to his shooting ability, though.
And it's Cal Bruton that brings the ball up for the Bullets. The 36ers lead the Brisbane Bullets 56-47. John Dorge to Cal Bruton. There's Leroy Loggins with the ball. And there's another 2 points. Well, Ken Cole was right, Andrew.
Yes, Leroy's come out here. He's really fired up. That's the 3rd basket he's made in just a couple of minutes. And he really is, I think, the only Brisbane player out there that can get the side back into the game. As he brings them back in, the others will lift. And you can see the commitment of the Brisbane Bullets now. It really has picked up. They're going for everything. And that's exactly the sort of desperation that Ken Cole was after from the 36ers.
Peter Ally drives through the middle and draws the foul. That's another foul for Larry Sandstock. That's his 2nd foul. And Peter Ally will go to the line to shoot 2. Scoreline reads Brisbane Bullets 49, but the Adelaide 36ers have 56.
And Peter Ally has played a very serviceable game. He's not only been a scoring threat, but he's put a lot of muscle on Leroy, and it's only really been in this early stages of the third quarter that Leroy really has got on top.
Bullets will be looking for a couple of 3-point plays. It's with Cal Bruton. Back to Larry Sandstock. To Bruton, inside to Dorge. He puts the shot up, but he has it pulled away from him. And again, the Adelaide 36ers come away with the ball.
This is where Green is very dangerous in open court on a fast break. And it was a fantastic effort from Cal to get back down there.
Cal nearly ended up in one of the hospitality boxes.
You would have thought he paid for his seat.
Could have had himself a quiet drink while he was there. Mark Davis outside to Daryl Pearce. Once again, the Bullets perhaps just a suggestion over-enthusiastic.
Well, Brian Curl said to just chip away at this lead and not try and score too early, too quickly. Great pass.
Wonderful pass inside. 60 points to the Adelaide 36ers, and the Brisbane Bullets have just 49.
Bill Jones done a great job to get hold of that pass too.
Actually, I think Leroy was lucky he didn't pick up his 4th foul too, as he contested that pass too.
And once again, Leroy Loggins makes another 2 points and will take the bonus from the line.
That's Leroy's
substitution called by the Brisbane Bullets. John Dorge taking a break and Dave Nelson coming out.
That's Leroy's 8th point for the quarter, and Peter Ally sitting on 4 fouls now.
Count the bonus. Andrew with Peter Ally on 4 fouls and looking after Leroy Loggins. That puts him in an unenviable position.
Yes, I think Ken would be a little concerned that Ally is on 4, but he still does have Dwayne Nelson on the bench, and Dwayne can take over from Peter, and he's done it before in the season and done it most serviceably.
In we go again. Oh, dear.
Well,
luck favouring the Adelaide 36ers. Straight into the hands of Mark Davis, who just stuffs it through for 2. And there's a foul called, and Cal Bruton drawing the foul nicely and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yes, I think Cal set that up, actually. There's been a lot of contact with Green and Bruton over this last quarter, and I thought Cal was just really trying to impress upon the referees that that contact is probably coming from Green, and emphasised it with that drive.
Well, the next 3 or 4 minutes absolutely crucial, and Andrew, to the Brisbane Bullets. If they go further behind now, that could just about be the ball game.
Yes, I think the 36ers are putting quite a good deal of pressure on them, and it's up to the Bullets to keep up with them. And as we saw in the last bit of the second quarter, they just fell away, and the 36ers really did take the ascendancy, and Brisbane have to stay with them as well as whittle away that lead.
Larry Senstock doing the work, and the Bullets with Ron Radliff come away with the ball. Dave Nelson, his first shot, 3-pointer. 57 plays 62. Let's see if that fires the Brisbane Bullets defence up. If ever they needed to stop the 36ers from scoring, it's right now.
Now what Dave Nelson's doing, he's just been pinned for it, but he's been putting some body on Bill Jones inside, and you've got to remember that Jones won't come out to Nelson down there, and that 3-point range is Dave Nelson.
Pressure basketball from both sides here. It's the National Basketball League final on TVO. The game, the Brisbane Bullets, the Adelaide 36ers. Darryl Pearce with another great 2 points. Dave Nelson, Radler free from outside. Dave Nelson has the ball underneath, but possession going the way of the Adelaide 36ers. Leroy Loggins can't believe it.
This is a very crucial part of the game, I feel, Gary.
He travelled. Maybe Cal Bruton is starting to have an effect, Andrew.
Yes, I think Cal's done quite well. He is a one hell of a playmaker, and he's starting to put some pressure on the 36ers, and he is intimidating the 36ers, and you can see there he got the call of travel on Al Green. He is having an effect.
It's to Leroy. Oh, is that man magic, or is that man magic? I don't think he's missed one in the second half as yet.
Certainly been in good touch.
There's a pushing foul this time on Larry Senstock. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on underneath there.
Yes, and I think it's important.
Watch it again.
The referees let these blokes play. Larry was leaning and reaching in there.
So I think so far tonight the refs have done a remarkable job, because they know it is a grand final. There's extra pressure out there, extra body, and they're calling it as such.
Pirelli from outside. Bullet players all over the place.
There's Larry on those defensive boards again, and he needs some assistance out there.
Well, I think the Bullets are doing okay, considering their lack of size. There's another foul on Dave Nelson.
On Dave Nelson.
Al Green starting to play a very physical game of basketball in the last couple of minutes, Andrew. Is he starting to psych himself out of the game?
Oh, no, I think he's psyching himself up. Al is a tremendous competitor in everything he tackles. Back in Adelaide, he's a professional runner. He's won the Bay of Shefford, which is our top professional running race, and he really is an out-and-out competitor, and he will give as good as he gets.
Cal Bruton. Cal Bruton drawing the foul. It's called on Bill Jones. That's Jones' second foul. But Cal will go to the line, and Cal is super reliable. Ray Wood coming in for Al Green. So Ken Cole deciding that perhaps Al Green can do with a couple of minutes break to gather his composure. Scoreline reads 64 to Adelaide, 59 to the Bullets. Making sure it drops, but doing it the heart-stopping way. 60 plays 64. 61 plays 64. The Bullets have a reputation David being a third-quarter basketball team, it looks like that reputation has some merit because they're pulling back the points. What do they need to do to continue?
Well, I think the pressure that Cal Bruton's putting on their guards is making it tough for them to distribute that ball and get it inside to their strength. And that's a very important factor, because if you stand off Adelaide and allow them to throw that ball in uncontested to Davis and Jones, then you've got all sorts of problems. But I thought Cal Bruton's third quarter, along with Leroy's, has been great. And Larry's been excellent on the boards.
You just saw on replay the effort that goes into Cal Bruton's game. And fortunately for Cal, the shots didn't go. Oh, magic basketball here. Everybody's after the ball. Leroy Loggins has it at the moment. Great pass to Ron Radcliffe, who's on the baseline. What a three-point shot that was. The ball game is tied up. The Bullets have pulled back 11 points. Watch the pass to Leroy Loggins. There it is to Radcliffe on the baseline. 3 points.
Don't underestimate the job that Dave Nelson's doing on Bill Jones in there. He's making it very difficult for Jones to get open inside that keyway.
Senstock looks for and finds Cal Bruton. Cal sets the play up. He shoots from outside. Doesn't drop, and Mark Davis is there about 3 feet above everybody else to pull down the rebound. Hard-stopping stuff, Andrew.
Oh, it's been a tremendous game. It's been pressure all the way. We've seen a lot of errors, a lot of turnovers, and there we see another one. The 36ers really have to watch where they're controlling the ball, because with players like Bruton and Radcliffe and Loggins, they're there every second for the steal, and if they were converting the ball at the other end, well, Brisbane would be in front by a long way.
Scoreline reads 66 to the Adelaide 36ers, 64 to the Brisbane Bullets. Dwayne Nelson in the ball game now. Mark Davis. Darryl Pearce. Wood. Back to Pearce. To Davis on the outside. Dwayne Nelson, first touch of the ball, and basket does not drop, but it goes off his foot, and the Bullets will bring the ball back up the court. 64 plays 66. The Bullets trail by 2. At half-time, they trail by 11.
Darryl Pearce is 1 from 8 in this third quarter.
There's a foul, this time called on Dwayne Nelson, reaching over the top of Leroy Loggins. Crowd love that.
14 foul. Adelaide 36ers, 14 foul.
Now Adelaide have that three-pronged attack on the boards now.
Leroy Loggins very cleverly just drawing the foul there. The experience of the man. Has he improved a lot, Andrew, since he played down your way?
I think he's become a more complete player. When he was in Adelaide, he was a superb player. But now, he hasn't got an ounce of fat on him. He is a tremendous defensive player. He's an absolute wizard with the ball offensively. And, I think he's a lay-down misère for the All-Star 5, and he'd be the first person named.
65 plays 66. Yes. It's the third quarter. There's a point in it.
Yes, Leroy would have to be the best player in the NBL.
He has not missed the basket in the second half. And it's Cal Bruton and Ray Wood again. The battle at the top of the key continues. I wouldn't at all be surprised if Ken Cole calls a timeout very shortly, just to calm his players down a little bit. But the foul has been called. We'll take a break and be back with the free throws in a second. Back on the Adelaide 36ers. The scoreline reads 66 apiece with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bullets trailed by 11 at the start of this quarter, but they've pulled back those points. Andrew, you were with the Adelaide 36ers at the halfway mark. Ken Cole said that Leroy Loggins would come out and play as he has been playing. How did he say for his guys to stop him?
Well, it was as much the same as he said before the match, to play his left side. Leroy Loggins, if he does have a fault, it's that he goes left all the time. But unfortunately, he's on his 4th foul. And if you look up at this foul line, you'll also see Dwayne Nelson on 4 fouls as well. So if, in fact, the 36ers get into further foul trouble, Leroy can take this game by the scruff of the neck, as he's done in this opening part of the second half, and just take it home for Brisbane.
Sensed off. Loggins again at the top of the key. Another shot. Another 2 points. They'll be calling him St. Leroy in Brisbane before too long.
Yes, just as importantly, Larry's on 4 fouls for the Bullets, and his strength on the boards has been a great assistance to the Bullets in tonight's game. To lose him would be also difficult.
Bullets come away with the ball. Ron Radcliffe to Dave Nelson from outside. He likes that. 3 points. And the Bullets lead the Adelaide 36ers 71-68. Well, finals basketball is different basketball. And the Bullets not disappointing their fans here this evening. There's another foul call. Dave Nelson claps for the references. Well done. And the Bullets go up the other end and will shoot 1-on-1. Watch it. There's the shot off the ring. And the Adelaide 36ers just put a little more into that, realising they now trail by 3 points. But in their enthusiasm, put Dave Nelson to the line, who'll shoot 1-on-1. Andrew, I'm sure that Ken Cole wouldn't have seen this happening.
Oh, no, I don't think he'd believe what was happening out here, because the Brisbane Bullets have just come out and they really have played like a different team. They've come from an 11-point deficit at half-time to be leading by 3. Could be 4. No, the shot is missed, but they're going to get a free one. But Brisbane, I take it, played an outstanding last quarter in Canberra last weekend, and today they're making it the third quarter.
Well, their third quarter last week against Canberra was an absolute ripper as well. What is Dave Nelson doing? The ball is everywhere, but ends up with the Adelaide 36ers. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. Bullets lead 71-68. Pressure, pressure. Finals basketball at its best, and you can see now why basketball has become such a great spectator sport in Australia. 2 great points for Mark Davis. Scoreline reads 71 to the Bullets, 70 to the Adelaide 36ers. Dave Nelson's had a great bearing on this game. It's been wonderful. Dave, look at that. Leroy Loggins missed a basket, but Dave Nelson was there for the rebound and the 2 points. 73 plays 70. Pressure in the back court. From outside, doesn't drop. Pressure again. Bill Jones up there, 2 points. And the Bullets come away with the ball after the Adelaide 36ers have scored. Cal Bruton way outside.
Well, we needed just to run that clock down a little bit then, get a better shot than that, and importantly, Dave Nelson's made a great contribution in this third quarter, both on the boards and from his outside shooting.
Let's see what happens here with 51 seconds to go. Yes, it drops for the Adelaide 36ers.
There's that mismatch with Bruton and Green underneath, and they found Green quickly.
73 to the Brisbane Bullets. Adelaide 36ers have 74. Tom Gerhardt sets the pick. Leroy Loggins from way outside. And unfortunately for the Bullets, it does not drop. And the 36ers will come down and look for one good shot. 18 seconds. 15 seconds. It's with Jones. Look out for the drive, guys. 1-on-1. Bill Jones will go to the line. 10 seconds left, so the Bullets will have time to bring the ball back up the court and score once more. But Bill Jones will go to the line and shoot. Andrew, as a free throw shooter, how's Bill?
Oh, not the best in the team. I think a man of his size concentrates on a lot of other things, but not a bad free shooter either.
The first one drops. 75 to Adelaide, 73 to the Bullets.
Well, Jones is, that's his first foul shot tonight. He's 2 from 4 now.
And the clock starts counting down till the end of the third quarter. 7 seconds left.
Ronnie will be looking, or Dave Nelson, for a 3-pointer.
Dave Nelson. And there's 73. But what a wonderful third quarter from the Brisbane Bullets. We'll be back in a moment to talk about it and to start the fourth and final quarter. About a minute away from starting, the scoreline reads 76 to the Adelaide 36ers and 73 to the Brisbane Bullets. In the third quarter, they pulled back an 11-point deficit and at one stage led by 3 points, and it was a 14-point turnaround. That's a different Brisbane Bullet team out there now than the first half. Andrew Kay, how can you see the fourth quarter developing?
Well, I think there are three main things that will determine the outcome of this game. I think whoever cracks first is going to be in trouble. Whoever's hungrier for victory should win. And probably the most important point of the whole lot, there are a lot of fouls up on that scoreboard, and whoever gets into the worst foul trouble, which would probably only come from flustered and frustrated sort of play, will probably lose the match.
Well, Dave, talking about those fouls, Larry Senstock for the Bullets is on 4 fouls. If we lost him early in the fourth quarter, can we kiss the game goodbye?
Well, it'll make it so much more difficult, obviously, Gary, but I do think that the foul situation could determine the outcome of this game on the strength that Larry, and not only that, but Peter Ally and Dwayne Nelson being on 4, because Leroy's on a roll, and there's no doubt that Ken Cole's got one major problem in this last quarter, and that's to shut down Leroy Luggins. Well, the other important thing is Dave Nelson's come in and made a fine contribution in that third quarter.
We saw the face of Larry Senstock then. It was etched with pain, etched with concern, but perhaps also etched with a desire to win. Larry, of course, has been a wonderful player for the Brisbane Bullets and Australia, and I think it would be fitting for him if he could do it again and lead the Bullets to victory in 1986. But the Adelaide 36ers have something to say about that. They lead the Bullets by 3 points as we start the fourth and final quarter of this first of the finals. The Bullets have had a rocky, treacherous road to the finals. The critics said they couldn't do it, but here they are. Shooting percentage. The Bullets have 52%. The Adelaide 36ers, 55%. The final quarter, 76-75. Bill Jones. And as they rebound for the ball underneath, you can see that the 36ers have the strength. 34 rebounds to 23. And that could be a telling statistic in the game. That's another foul. This time to... Who was the foul called?
John Dodge.
That's John's fourth foul.
Yes, and that's just the strength of Davis. He comes in, powers that ball back up, and he's been drawing a lot of fouls in there, and obviously now both the big men of the Bullets are in foul trouble.
And the second free throw falls. And the 36ers lead by 3 points. 78 plays 75. Loggins. The score by quarters. The Bullets 26-24 at the end of the first quarter. 41-52. They trailed at the second. At the end of the third, they trailed by 3, 73-76. And the scoreline with 11 minutes and 6 seconds left in the ball game reads 78 to the 36ers, 75 to the Bullets. And possession is with the Adelaide 36ers. Mark Davis, can he add another 2 points to the game? Yes.
Yes, it wasn't a great drop for the Bullets. It was not a great shot from Davis, but it fell in. And he's got Ali, Peter Ally.
That's the end of the game for Peter. Well, you saw it again on replay. Andrew, was Leroy looking for that?
Well, I think he's got to, just as Peter Ally was looking to draw one on Leroy. I think that call could have gone either way, and nobody really in the stadium should have had a complaint had it gone the other way.
Well, Peter Ally has certainly played well. He's put in 3 wonderful quarters of basketball. Leroy got away from him a little in the third quarter. Let's see what happens now. And the new player on Leroy, how good is he?
Mike Mackay, a very good player, a young player. This will really be the biggest test of his career, I think. He played here last year and lost, and it really did hit young Mike very badly. And people in Australian basketball, not just in South Australia, are expecting a lot from Mike Mackay. And let's hope for the people watching on SAS 10 in town that he gives them exactly what they're looking for in the next 10 minutes.
And the matchup that Mike Mackay had last year, Andrew, was Leroy Loggins. And it's a tough job for him. He hasn't got quickness, and Leroy's... he may have drawn a foul there. He did, and that may be a very important call.
Well, without sounding too parochial, I think that is a touch of justice for the last one called on Peter Ally.
And Mackay has the shot and the 2 points. And the 36 bench is yahooing. 82 plays 75. The Bullets are going to need right here to come right back into this game. Holding foul called, this time on Mackay.
Well, he's certainly been in everything since he came on in this last quarter. Figured in that foul with Leroy, made the basket, and picked up one himself.
Senstock is back into the ball game. Robert Sibley.
Yes, Brian Curl couldn't wait any
break.
longer to get Larry back in there now, even though he's on 4 fouls.
Dave Nelson tries to draw the foul. Oh, wonderful stuff. What a game he's had.
That's the value of going after your own shot. And Dave Nelson is always conscious of that in his game.
Well, he's had a fairly ho-hum sort of a season, Dave, but what a time to come right. Way outside shot. Where are the rebounders for the Brisbane Bullets? There's the shot, and it comes into the hands of Ron Radliff.
I think there was a bit of shuffling going on under the basket. The referees keen not to take a look at.
I think so. Pressure from the Brisbane Bullets. Watch it in replay. This is where Ron Radliff is so strong.
Well, you can't leave Davis uncontested there.
Well, Larry did the right thing and just moved out of the way as fast as he possibly could. 84 plays 79. There's 5 points in it. Loggins to Dave Nelson. To Cal Bruton. He shoots. It drops. Well, this game's got everything, Andrew.
Yes, it's basket for basket, and it's just who can sustain hitting almost 100% now, because every shot is just so vital. There's only just over 8 minutes to go, and whoever misses the most shots is going to lose this game.
Great drive by Davis. Defensively, as Andrew said, you can't sustain that sort of shooting percentage. It's a case of whether the defenses now can get on top.
Watch this. He just drove around. Cal Bruton had good position, but the ref let that one go. 86 plays 81. There's 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the final quarter of this, the first final. The Adelaide 36ers on paper would look to be the stronger team. They've had a great season, losing just 2 games, both those games by just a point or 2. The Bullets have had injury problems, and they've had games which they'd rather forget. But they're in the finals as well.
Well, that's Cal Bruton out of the game temporarily, and with that ankle, and he copped the full brunt of Davis landing on that.
Since Leroy Loggins again. And I think, Dave, that they'll probably go to Leroy a lot more in the last 5 minutes.
Well, there's no doubt there's no other player on the floor there that's got the capabilities of Loggins to win a game. Davis will be very important for Adelaide.
Ronnie Radliff has another foul called on him. Beg yours, that's his first foul.
14 fouls, Brisbane Bullets.
But the Bullets find themselves with 14 fouls and 8 minutes left. Down low to Mackay. Great 2 points.
I think the Bullets will be trying to isolate Leroy and Mike Mackay in there.
They find Leroy now.
Leroy's pretty confident he can take him, and there it is again.
The basket counts, and he gets the bonus. Mike Mackay cannot believe that. Watch it again.
It's a definite mismatch. He hasn't got the quickness to stay with Loggins, and I really think Green's the only one on that court capable of staying and blocking Leroy out.
And what happens, Andrew?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Ken Cole just had a word in Al Green's ear, and I think it'll be, as Dave said, we'll see Al Green take Leroy.
And do you think that Al Green can handle Leroy Loggins?
Well, he certainly has the pace to go with him. Leroy's probably got an inch on him, but I don't think they're mismatched in the skill department.
Pressure. And Larry Senstock missed the easy one.
Yes. That could almost cost Brisbane a ball game.
Don't say that, Andrew, because a couple of years ago, Larry still feels that, I think, in some way responsible for a Bullets loss. Here we go again. Danny Morsu. Great pass inside to Jones, who missed. Not the second time, though.
Yeah, Jones was back up after that ball again.
Danny Morsu.
And Green had picked up Loggins.
Round the other side and 2 points. 90 plays 88.
Mike Mackay picked up Danny Morsu and he got scored on. So Mike Mackay's got to lift his game defensively for Adelaide.
Loggins stopping Mackay. But Bill Jones has the ball. Dave Nelson's looking after Bill. There's the ball. It falls free for Mackay. He gets the free shot and makes the 2 points. The Brisbane Bullets have called a timeout. The scoreline reads 92 to the Adelaide 36ers, 88 to the Brisbane Bullets. We'll bring you the last 6 minutes and 44 seconds of this game in just a moment. National Basketball League final between the Adelaide 36ers and the Brisbane Bullets. The first of those finals is underway. There's 6 minutes and 44 seconds left. The Adelaide 36ers hanging on to a 4-point lead, 88 to 92. The Bullets trail by 4. They have trailed by 11. A little earlier on in the third quarter, they were leading by 3. We've certainly seen everything here tonight. We've seen some great displays of basketball from both teams. One particular move with Cal Bruton and Ron Radcliffe will be awfully hard to beat. Andrew, with 6 minutes and 44 seconds to go, have you ever seen the famous wave?
Well, I've seen it before, but I've never seen it in Australia. And watching the court commentator geeing the crowd before the game really was something outstanding. And
watch it as it goes around. Here it comes in front of our cameras. We were practicing it before the game, Andrew. You can see that we've got it right.
I'm starting to feel relatively sorry for organisations like the VFL.
Well, the Mushroom has got to be congratulated. He's got that wave, and what a night to get it.
Back to the action now on the court, and it's the Bullets with the ball. Leroy Loggins. Hook shot. Oh, dear, oh, dear. St. Leroy. 92 plays 90. Davis, he'll drive. Straight into...
Oh, and
straight this time.
He's got Larry Sengstock
into Cal Bruton. And for some unbelievable reason, the foul ends up on Larry Sengstock.
Foul call on Larry Sengstock.
That's Larry Smith.
Sad. What a player.
It's certainly done some great work for Brisbane tonight. But
watch it again. Here it is. Well, I'm not too sure what that was all about. David?
Davis took the ball from the top of the key, drove all the way, and I thought Cal Bruton got position to take the charge, but in the meantime, Larry Sengstock must have got a piece of Davis on the way to the basket.
Yes. Well, okay. The refs are the ref.
Well, I got into trouble for caning them last week, so I'll say very little tonight.
Okay, let's go back to the action. It's with Cal Bruton at the top of the key. He's looking for Leroy Loggins. Dave Nelson sets the block for Cal Bruton. Cal Bruton finds himself in trouble. Back out to Dave Nelson. He makes the 2 points. 94 plays 92. There's still just one basket in it. And there's 5 minutes and 45 seconds left. Well, for those who said that this was going to be a slaughter and that the 36ers were just going to walk away with this year's final, well, they will be thinking again, as the Bullets have certainly shown the critics tonight, that they can do it and they can mix it in this company.
And that's the danger for Brisbane just then. With Larry out of the game, Davis just took control of that board then and scored at will.
Radcliffe from outside. 3 points. 96 plays 95.
The Brisbane team that's on there at the moment, there's 5 players that can hit that 3-pointer.
Mark Davis inside again for 2. The Bullets will need to come back with strength. It's with Leroy Loggins. Well, if ever a man can do it, he can do it for them. There's the foul called, and Leroy will go to the line. Draws the foul. The experience of this player could be the difference for the Brisbane Bullets tonight.
Well, I was sure Leroy was about to pass that ball, but I find him on the foul line now.
Well, Andrew, if you've sort of lived up here for a little bit longer, you'd have realised that he's such a smart player that he can do those sorts of things.
I'll believe that.
I think the important thing here is the combination that Brian Curl has on the floor is a very offensive unit as well. And the outside shooting ability of those 5 players will be an important factor against the strength inside, and that's what he's had to compensate for, the strength inside of the Adelaide 36ers.
Well, Mark Davis has 33 points, 13 from 19, which is 68%, and he's hit 6 out of 6 in this quarter. Bruton, all over the place. 2 points.
And it's the one that comes up with a big defensive play that could take the initiative in this last 4 minutes.
Andrew, I think you hit the nail on the head before when you said it was the team that wanted to win that was going to win this game.
That's right, and just taking on from what Dave said, the first team that misses, if that miss turns into a 4-point swing, it could be the ball game.
Morsu. He finds Leroy. This time it doesn't happen.
That could have been a big play. But there's still a lot of basketball left in this. Here's the steal.
3 minutes left. Yes! Look at the crowd. They're on their feet. Boonda will never be the same. And at the other end,
there's the boards again.
Another 2 points to the Adelaide 36ers.
It's just
104 to the 36ers, 102 to the Bullets.
It's just a small team the Brisbane team have got out there, but they're a very scoring, heavy scoring team.
Nelson on the baseline. Drop. Morsu has the rebound, and the foul is called on Mark Davis, and Danny Morsu will go to the line to shoot 2. Can you believe this game, Andrew?
I can believe the game. It's a tremendous game. I thought it was a travel, though. I thought one hand on the ball. That's travel by Morsu, but we see it differently.
104 plays 102. The pain of 11,000 people letting their breath out as Morsu misses the first. Second one drops.
And Brian Curl has thrown Robert Sibley in now to try and get some boards for Brisbane, because it was so obvious that all the scoring was coming from inside the keyway in Adelaide.
Yeah, probably a good substitution. Mike Mackay has the ball. The crowd is yelling defense. The foul is called, pushing foul. And Davis will go to the line.
I think you'll find Adelaide going into Davis nearly all the time now, because he doesn't have a send stock in there to worry about.
Well, there's just 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game. It's 104 to 103. First one drops.
The other factor to consider is that Brisbane Bullet combination out there at the moment is getting a little tired, and they have to do a lot of jumping, and they have to be pinpoint accuracy with their outside shooting.
106
that
plays,
could be in 3.
Do you think, Dave, they'll go for more three-pointers at this stage?
Well, I think they'll just wait for their opportunities to isolate each other, because the individual brilliance, there it is again. The individual brilliance is there at the Brisbane Bullets, that combination out there, and Adelaide just can't match up defensively to stop that basket.
106 plays 105. That's outside to Mackay. Leroy got a hand of that. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. 106 plays 105. And the 36ers are looking to score. There's the shot. That didn't happen. And Cal Bruton has the ball. He's going to go all the way. Oh, that should be 2 points. Yes! Go, Bullets, go!
That's a big play.
1 minute 55 left. The Bullets take the lead, 107-106.
I think the Bullets can hang on from here. This is going to be a tight one down to the wire. I think the offensive brilliance of the Bullets now will hold them out in this less than 2 minutes to go.
Foul called on Robert Sibley.
The big problem still is inside with Adelaide. That strength out there.
Timeout called. 107 to the Brisbane Bullets. 106 to the Adelaide 36ers. The 36ers have a 1-on-1 situation. There's 1:48 seconds left. If you were writing a soap opera, Andrew, you couldn't have written it any better.
No, certainly this is one of the finest games I've seen in all the years I've been watching basketball. And even when the 36ers had an 11-point break, you couldn't feel confident that they would just race away with it, because we know the Bullets are a different team when it comes finals time. And tonight they've shown just that. Trailing by 11 points, they came back out, they chipped away, they got in front, then they fell down again, then they got up again. And considering the foul trouble they've been in throughout the game, they've done an outstanding job, but I certainly would not write off the 36ers yet. They've been in pressure situations all year, and they've got out of most of them. Whether they get out of this one, I'll tell you in a minute and 48 seconds.
Well, Dave, you sounded confident a moment or two ago. You thought the Bullets can do it.
Yes, I really think that there's some individual brilliance out there with that combination of Radcliffe and Bruton, Nelson, and of course Leroy Loggins. And the two that I'm worried about still down here is Davis and Jones. They are still the problem players for the Bullets to handle, but there's still a lot of basketball left. 1:48 takes a long time in a game of basketball.
The crowd is yelling. First one drops. The ball game is tied up with 1:48 seconds left.
I mean, simply foul shots. There'll be a few foul shots in this next 2 minutes. Those are the sorts of things that could win and lose games. There's that rebound of Bill Jones.
109 plays 107. Bullets trail by 2. Cal Bruton has the ball. Leroy has the ball. The bucket has the ball. Oh, 109 apiece. And there's 1:24 left.
Well, if Brisbane get out of this, they really do have to thank Leroy, don't they?
Yes. But
111 plays 109.
I've never seen a finals game yet that Leroy Loggins has not performed in. He's a great pressure player. That's why I think the odds are still with the Bullets with him whenever he's on the court.
A lot of heavy work going in under the key.
There's another foul called. The man's magic. That's another foul, but it does send Leroy to the line to shoot 2.
The Bullets have made their last 8 straight shots. And in a clutch situation that we've got here, that's great pressure basketball.
59 seconds left. 110 to the Bullets, 111 to the 36ers. Where are my heart pills? Oh dear.
Well, we could be even looking at an extra 5, like going to overtime at this strength.
Let's see what happens now. 52 seconds left, and it is all go.
Well, I think Adelaide need to score this time down.
Robert Sibley just hurtled across the Adelaide 36ers bench there. So he didn't mean it. As he smacked somebody in the face with his boot. Pressure stuff.
Certainly accidental.
Oh dear. Let's see what's going to happen here. There's 44 seconds left. They'll be looking for him inside. No fouls, guys. Leroy Loggins got a hand to that. 39 seconds left.
There's that man making a big play then. That was a certain 2 points a game from Jones.
Well, the Bullets had better watch it now. Mackay has the ball. He drives, he shoots. It doesn't drop. It's in the hands of Cal Bruton. 25 seconds left. Well, the Bullets just need to play the clock down. One shot with 5 seconds left. And provided that shot drops, it is all over.
And Leroy will take
it. Yes! No! No, no, no!
That's a big call, and that's Leroy out of the game.
Watch it again. Leroy has the ball, and the foul is called.
Well, the foul was called on Leroy for charging. Look at Bill Jones, feet stationary, or did they move? I think people watching at home have to make up their mind for that.
Well, a timeout has been called. There is 13 seconds left in the game. The scoreline reads 111 to the Bullets, 111 to the 36ers. The 36ers have possession.
Well, it'll be pretty obvious that Adelaide will take this ball down. They'll make sure by going into Jones or Davis, you can guarantee that the Bullets will take the gamble, collapse onto Jones and Davis, and try and strip him of the ball. If he makes it, it's all over. If they make a dump out to an outside shot from Mackay, then that's a pressure one. But we're only going to get one hurried shot at the best. The Bullets are going to get.
Oh dear.
It was a very tough call for the referee to make. I thought if ever there was pressure on a referee to make a call, and there we see it again in replay, the pressure was right on him to make that call. And well, I mean, I'm a 36er fan, so I've got to agree with the call, but I think there are 11,000 people here that thought it was probably the worst call they've seen in the last 10 years.
Maybe even the last 20. Let's see what happens now. Back to the action. There's 13 seconds left.
It still could go into overtime.
There's 8 seconds left.
Still could go into overtime this game.
Left. And that's it.
It's overtime.
There's the shot. It's overtime. Overtime time. 111 apiece. And what a game of basketball we have on our hands.
Well, importantly, Gary, now, though, Larry Sengstock and Leroy Loggins are out of the game, and they have been instrumental in getting the Bullets back to where they are. And yet, frankly, Adelaide are still pretty well unaffected by fouls. And at this point, the scales are tipped in Adelaide's favour in this overtime.
I'm a little surprised that Adelaide wasted about 5 of that 13 seconds just hanging around the centre of the court. They never really gave themselves a chance with a real good one last shot to wrap that game up. But I think there's also a danger for the 36ers because they know Loggins is out, they know Sengstock's out, and in their minds they may just lay down for a second and take it easy. That could go against them. But I think I do agree with you, Dave. They've got the strength under the boards, and we're yet to see Green, Pearce, Raymond Wood really hit their straps from the three-point line. We've seen Loggins do it for an entire half on his own, but if the 36ers get their game together, they should be too strong.
It's simply been a classic game of the outside scoring ability of the Bullets versus the inside scoring ability of Adelaide, and a classic confrontation.
Wonderful stuff. 111 apiece. There's 5 minutes of extra time to come. The Brisbane Bullets are without Sengstock and Loggins, but they are a great basketball team.
Yes, and Cal Bruton and Ronnie Radcliffe are still there, and those two players in particular, along with Dave Nelson, and now Danny Morso's out there. They're all capable of scoring outside.
Okay, let's go back to the action.
But now the problem will be inside again.
Here we go. Can the Brisbane Bullets hold out the might of the Adelaide 36ers? The Bullets have, of course, more than just the players on the bench. They've got most of the 11,000 plus fans in the entertainment centre here at Boondool.
Well, I think
giving everything that they possibly can.
The Mushrooms, Gary, the Mushrooms got the Bullets riding on his wave, I think.
Mike Mackay.
We were talking about which side would crack first. Well, obviously neither side cracked. They just played outstanding basketball. And regardless who wins tonight's game, there's going to be 11,000 people who walk away from here and not one of them could complain about the money they spent to get in.
That's a good point, Andrew. Basketball really is the winner tonight. Magnificent crowd.
In what has to be perhaps the most magnificent basketball venue in Australia. An amazing place, the entertainment centre here at Boondool. Okay, here we go.
National Basketball League Series.
And the ball ends up in the hands of the Adelaide 36ers. Can the Bullets pressure hold out? There's the first outside shot. It doesn't drop. And Ron Radcliffe has the ball after pulling the rebound down. Gives you a surprise to see it in his hands. It's to Sibley. It's to Morsu, to Dave Nelson. There's some experience out there still. Radcliffe. Yes! 113, 111. Bullets by 2. Al Green. Pierce.
Yes. Davis is going to operate against young Robert Sibley, and Cal Bruton came up to help out there.
Yes! Charging foul. But the basket counts. No, basket does not count.
Cal
Rub
Bruton's
those 2 points off.
Cal Bruton's been looking for that charge on Davis now. It's the 3rd time he's attempted it, and he's finally got one.
113 plays 111. If the Bullets could score a 3-pointer here, that would really do their confidence a world of good. Morsu.
Foul called on Cal Bruton.
This time the foul is on Cal.
We go to 1-1.
3 minutes and 52 seconds left in overtime. When the full-time hoot is sounded, the game was locked at 111 apiece. The well-built Al Green. It doesn't drop. But the 36ers regain possession. Davis. Yes, inside to Al Green, who just rolls it in for 2.
Yes, now it's Al Green's strength on Ronnie Radcliffe then. He can't match him inside there.
113 apiece. Dave Nelson. There's a foul called on Mackay. Dave Nelson will go to the line.
And again, Mike
Dave
Mackay.
has problems.
Mike Mackay pleading with referee Ray Hunt, saying he had his hand on the ball.
And from the replay, it looked like he did have too. Still, the ref's decision is final and no correspondence will be entered into. It drops. 114 to 113. 3 minutes and 29 seconds left. Bullets by 1. Bullets by 2.
It always gives the side trailing by 2 the disadvantage. They have to score just to make up the leeway rather than get in front each time. Nice pass into Pierce though, and it's not a very good foul by Radcliffe. Fairly clumsy foul.
Yes, Pierce has not been really the dominant threat outside tonight that I was expecting, and I'm sure even in that situation then that ball was never ever going to make that shot.
I'm sure Brisbane have done quite a good job on Darryl Pierce tonight. They haven't given him the opportunity to shoot, but he is a class player. I mean, he does play in the Australian team, and you really wouldn't expect him to miss from the foul line. Touch wood.
115 apiece. 3 minutes and 17 seconds left. In extra time, the first final in the National Basketball League final for 1986. Radcliffe draws the foul this time, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. The extra time seems to be moving very slowly, Andrew.
Yeah, I wonder whether this is going to be the ploy for the remainder of the game, whether players are just going to attempt to drive to the basket all the time and know that they're going to be on the foul line shooting, and whichever team foul shoots the best will get away with the victory.
Well, Ron Radcliffe is no slouch. Watch this in replay. He knew exactly what he was doing there, and from the free throw line, he's okay.
Now, I
160.
think Ken Cole has brought Ray Wood on, who's a defensive specialist, really, and he's brought him on to try and contain Radcliffe in this situation and stop that sort of penetration.
3 minutes left. The Bullets still lead by 2. Sibley on Mark Davis. He travelled. Here's an opportunity for the Bullets to stretch that lead to 4. Morsu. He waits. Sibley to Radliff. To Nelson from outside. That's his shot. And that's 2 points. 119 to 115. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left. A hacking foul on Dave Nelson will send Bill Jones to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
It surprises me a little from Adelaide's point of view. They're getting the ball to their big men, Davis and Jones, far too high. I mean, I would have thought that, again, they should be looking to get it in more in the low post area. And but Nelson has done a great job in pushing Jones out to that foul line. And that's restricting the big men of Adelaide. They have to put it on the floor to get to the basket. And that's where the likes of Radliff and Bruton and Danny Morso now can get a hand on that ball.
Well, John George is in for the Bullets, and this is the most important 2 minutes and 28 seconds for John. First one drops. 116 plays 119. The Bullets by 3.
It's crucial for Adelaide, for Bill Jones to make this second one, or if not, for Davis to pull a rebound and score off it. They really don't want to be any further down.
1 to come. The ref says John George left a fraction too soon.
Well, the Bullets got the advantage of one of those calls earlier, and now Adelaide have got the advantage. I don't agree with the rule, but they are critical times.
.117 plays 119. The Bullets have the ball. They lead by 2. Radliff. Morsu to John George. He has the ball inside. Has it smacked away.
Yeah, here's a
36ers
mismatch.
race up.
Here's a mismatch, and Bruton done a great job then to contain that.
Morsu, Mackay. Pressure all the way. Pierce. Where to pass to? No one's moving. Bill Jones with the shot that drops. 119 apiece, 1:46 left.
It's a big basket from Jones outside there.
It's really played like the captain he should all year. Bill Jones has led by example every game this season.
And he's such a cool customer while he's doing it.
Morsu. Well, that was a roughie.
Now, there's been a couple of undisciplined shots from Bullets then, and that's allowed the Adelaide 36ers to get some uncontested rebounds.
Yeah, that wasn't necessary. And there's another foul call on Robert Sibley. And that could be the turning point of the game.
How many turning points have we seen tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting dizzy with them.
Yes.
Timeout.
It's a very finely balanced game, and it has been for so long now. And both teams can be congratulated on what would only be classified as a magnificent game of basketball.
There's 1 minute and 18 seconds left. The ball game is tied up at 119 apiece. The Adelaide 36ers will come out and shoot 1 and 1. Whew, dear, dear, dear. You can see why basketball has become such a popular game. It has everything.
Isn't it quite incredible that you can get 11,000 vocal supporters into a stadium like this to watch 20 athletes, 10 at a time, really give their everything, and yet there is no violence problem, there is no language problem. It's a real family night out. And, and unfortunately for some other sports, they just can't offer what basketball can anymore.
Yes, good point. I think the Bullets have done a great job to stay in this game in the overtime. And the important factor is that Ronnie Radliff and Cal Bruton are still out there, and they can make those crucial clutch baskets. I think that Kenny Cole would be a little concerned that Darryl Pearce hasn't made a basket outside for a while. Al Green hasn't, and Mike Mackay hasn't for a while. So extra pressure there.
It drops 120. The 36ers sneak into the lead. They have the lead by 2. There's 1:17 left, and Ron Radliff brings the ball up. The Bullets trail by 2. They need these 2 desperately.
Now, who draws the next foul?
Morsu, drop. And right there, I think,
well, I'm
not going to say that again.
I would like to see Cal Bruton and Ron Radcliffe be taking some of those clutch busts. They haven't shot the last 3 times down the court. It's gone to Danny and John Dorge, and that's tough in there.
At the moment Ronnie Radcliffe stopped dribbling the ball, I thought Brisbane was in trouble because he really had no one capable to give it to who could guarantee a 2-point basket.
42 seconds left.
That's a big basket. And Jones is in there. And they'll run the clock down now.
33 seconds left. Mackay to Pearce.
Now the Bullets have got to come up with a steal.
And the foul is on Ron Radcliffe.
Now,
I'd like to see that
1 and
again.
1.
And they've probably got the best foul line shooter in the stadium on the foul line, Dave.
Well,
watch it again. There. And the foul is called right there.
This is still clutch. This is still clutch stuff.
And he missed it. 24 seconds left. A 3-pointer for the Bullets.
And the Bullets
are victory.
The Bullets are they're gonna go for it. It didn't drop. And I thought we may have waited a little longer for that. They've only got to look after the ball now.
Backcourt violation. 4 seconds left. The Bullets have the ball. Timeout.
Okay, now here's an interesting point. Adelaide will really be looking to stop any 3-pointers. It'll be just absolutely not on as far as Ken Cole's concerned for the Bullets to attack a 3-pointer. Obviously, the important thing now will be that we'll be setting up for a 3-pointer. And the only 3-point specialists out there now are Ron Radcliffe and Cal Bruton. And Adelaide are going to make it a tough shot. It'll be interesting to see what happens now.
Doesn't it remind you of an Olympic Games final between the United States and Russia, where the Russians were down by 1 point with something like 3 seconds to go, and that long pass down, and they converted and won. It's the only time the Americans have never won the gold medal in Olympic basketball. And this game, well, that game was a beauty, and this game is no different.
Well, the Bullets will want to go for a 3-pointer, I'm sure, because they don't think they want to go into another overtime against Adelaide. And looking at the stats, Cal Bruton has hit 1 from 4 from the 3-point line. Ronnie Radcliffe 3 from 7. So on that basis, Ronnie Radcliffe should probably take it.
Okay, let's see what happens. There's 4.4 seconds left. The Bullets trail by 2. Here we go now. They need to score within 4 seconds. The clock doesn't start until the ball is in play, and they've blown it.
A turnover. A turnover.
And that is the ball game. Ron Radcliffe can't believe it. He's run into the dressing room. The Bullets have lost by just 2 points in extra time. But what a fantastic game of basketball we've seen here. And don't for 1 minute think that the Adelaide 36ers have got this final sewn up.
Gary, that absolutely great performance from Brisbane Bullets. Adelaide 36ers deserved that win towards the end, but what a great performance from the Brisbane Bullets.
They have, of course, the 2 free shots from the intentional foul as the full-time hooter rang, and all alone out there, Ray Wood sinks 1 from 2. So the scoreline reads 122 to the Adelaide 36ers, 119 to the Brisbane Bullets. What a game of basketball we've seen. There's Coach Ken Cole in the middle. He's happy, thanking the crowd, and his players must be just ecstatic. An amazing game of basketball.
I think there's one thing worth pointing out, that the man that got that last steal was Raymond Wood. He's probably one of the smallest players in the NBL. Tonight he was playing his 200th game.
Yes.
That is a record in the NBL, and Ray could not feel happier with that performance.
A wonderful game of basketball. The final scoreline again, Adelaide 122, the Brisbane Bullets 119. Tony, are you still okay?
It's absolutely breathless, Gary. That was, as you said, an amazing game of basketball into that extra 5 minutes. I don't think the Brisbane crowd could believe it. 11,500 people, I don't think one of them will go away disappointed after that game of basketball. But there is possibly still 2 more games to go next weekend in Adelaide. We'll be back here at Boondall in just a moment. Out on top after that extra time. It was a tight game. They did win, but not by much. In the Brisbane Bullets dressing room at the moment, Gary Fleet, and he's with Brian Curl.
It's never easy talking with the losing coach, especially if that coach is Brian Curl, because if there's one man who does not like to lose, it's Brian. And after a game like this one, Brian, it must be even more disappointing.
Yeah, I thought we gave it away. We had the game a couple of times there. In regulation time, we set up a special play, and Leroy got called for the charge. And even in the extra time, we set up for a play, and it just didn't work out for us. And so I'm disappointed in that fact, especially 4 points up in extra time, and we just didn't finish them off.
But for all those people who said that the Adelaide 36ers were going to wipe the Bullets off the court tonight, it must be a positive thing.
Yeah, well, I don't take much notice of those sort of people because I don't think they know too much about the game, because when it comes to a grand final, it's a whole new chemistry out there, and it's a lot of different situation. And my guys now have to come back the hard way. We've got here the hard way, and I'm sure that we can beat them down there two times to win the title, and I'm quite confident about that. And like I said to the guys after the game, there's just a few areas where we let ourselves down, and we also had a couple of players that didn't really contribute too much tonight.
Well, I guess it's a little bit like the America's Cup now.
Yeah, well, I'd like to think it's America's Cup, yeah. I don't know. We've got to come from behind, but like I said, I'm sure we can do it, and we'll just have to work harder this week at training and just show people. I told the guys before the game, if you want respect, you've got to go out there and earn it. And we earned a lot of respect tonight, but if we want complete respect from everybody in the nation, we have to go and win the next 2 games.
And is that possible?
Well, I'm sure it is. I haven't any doubts it's possible. Like I said, I thought tonight we win by 8 or 10 points. And when you look at that scoreline, we still had a chance to win by 8 or 10 points. They're very strong inside. If I can get John Dodge and Chris McGraw working harder inside and contributing in there for me, well, then, yes, we can do it.
Coach of the Brisbane Bullets, Brian Curl. Let's go now and speak with Ken Cole. And with Ken is Dave Claxton.
Well, I have with me a jubilant Ken Cole, coach of the Adelaide 36ers. Ken, tonight, a magnificent game of basketball by both teams, and really basketball was the winner tonight.
Well, I'm sure it was, and we felt pretty happy about coming in and playing in front of 12,000 people like this, and after some of the Australian rules finals lately that have been blowouts, it was terrific to have a really close game.
Ken, you'd be very happy with the inside game of Davis and Jones again tonight?
Yes, and I think we got a strong contribution really all around. Mackay made 1 or 2 real clutch buckets when the money was on the line, and everybody came through fairly well again. It was just another good, solid team effort.
And obviously now we take this series down to Adelaide, and next Friday night it's another final in Adelaide. And obviously, from your point of view, any changes to the game plan from tonight?
We haven't changed all year. The whole plan is to win, and so far, when we get people back in our own backyard, we'll just try and nail it down if we can next Friday night. I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
Well, all the best in Adelaide. And if it's a game like it was tonight, then obviously the Adelaide fans are in for a great game of basketball. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, David.
And now to Tony Ryan.
Well, thanks very much, Dave. And the winning coach there, Ken Cole. It's not very often that we see another coach in the Brisbane Bullets home territory being put to us as the winning coach. Brian Curl, a very disappointed man. But of course, what the Bullets say they're going to do now is go on the road next weekend. They have 2 games, hopefully 2 games, and hopefully they're going to win both of those games. And of course, if that happens, they'll still be the National Basketball League champions. An absolutely sensational game of basketball tonight, a great crowd, and every minute was certainly well worthwhile. And for the Brisbane Bullets fans,